dick pic, cock on the lips, dick in retro bush insertation, dick break in the jungle, fat cock, carry on and suck that dick.
She makes my heart glow like brighter than an atomic lantern.
This will totally freeze your throat so you have no gag reflex. Happy Valentine's Day. Just push the stomach up if you don't like it on your head.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave. I'm here with Walt. What? Huh? What's going on here? No, we've got our regular mics back, so everything should sound nice and crystal.
Yeah.
Ming went off to L.A., absconded with our normal microphones, so we had to use headsets that those guys
I love Ming. What's going through his head? You know I love Ming.
fuck them, man.
Like, why would he do that to us? They're not his mics.
They're not his mics.
If you could afford flight, hotel at the Sunset fucking Marquee, which is $700 a night, like, you tell me you can't afford a mic?
To podcast, and he has a mic, but I guess just the one.
And what third-rate nobodies is he even fucking robbing out mics to
Well, Katrina Law, she's on Arrow.
I don't watch Arrow.
I don't either.
But I imagine
nice.
It's a very popular show.
It is. She's nice.
Okay.
Too. A girl named Lainey who, again, very nice, but she's essentially like like what Juliet does for us, like book shows and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. So I guess both of them probably have interesting stories. But do they have to be set into our mics?
No, they could be sent into any mics at all.
Right.
Nobody you've mentioned so far has ever performed an exorcism, I don't think, have they?
No. If you want clear sound, well, neither did our guy, but in all fairness. But yeah, if you want clear sound, you want it coming from an exorcist. And I like Lady. She's nice, but yeah. I doubt that it was as riveting as, say, Father Lance.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
Nothing. We've taken steps to ensure we're now triple recording every episode.
Yeah.
Oh.
And somebody alerted me, I think it was yesterday, was the 7th anniversary of the episode dropping.
Get out.
Yeah. We're into our 7th year. We're still fucking up the sound.
If we didn't,
That's what happens when your sound guy gets famous and doesn't give a fuck anymore about the sound.
That was on me.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take it.
I was thinking about you the other day, Q.
Yeah?
I think about you every day pretty much, but I was thinking about your Star Wars essay.
Yeah.
And I was in CVS
Mm-hmm.
on Valentine's Day. I had to get a prescription. Now, do you think, will we see the end of Valentine's Day in our lifetime?
No.
It happened in Pakistan.
Did
They
it?
outlawed it.
I saw it. Was it Pakistan or Saudi Arabia? Was it Pakistan?
One of those places. One of those places where they're apt to ban stuff on a whim.
Right,
You're
that
like
puts a smile on someone's face.
all of a sudden you're one day you're able to celebrate it, and like an hour later you can't, and if you do, you could be put to death. So it's one of those places where they kind of like they shoot from the hip, and you may whatever you're celebrating yesterday, you might not be able to celebrate the next.
Well, America's turning into that, but go ahead.
No, that's not true. That's not true. You got to give it to America in as much as like Trump during his when he was running, he's like, here is the shit I'm going to do, just so you know. He got into the office. Unlike most politicians, he started doing that shit. And people were like, whoa.
Well, to be fair, people didn't like what he said he was going to do.
Doesn't matter.
But he hasn't been able to do anything he wanted to do, though.
Every time he turns around, somebody's like, no.
Good.
Uh-oh.
Wow, what's going on? What happened to you?
What do you mean?
All of a sudden now you're dissing America. You're saying America's turned into a place where we outlaw fun things.
Like Valentine's Day.
Well, you know.
But what were you going to say about Valentine's Day? But
the number of people scrambling, men and women, for cards
Oh, yeah.
hearts with candies in them.
Were you one of them?
No, come on.
What were you doing in the store?
I said I was getting a prescription.
Oh yeah, prescription for love. Maybe trying to smooth things over with Suzanne with a big old box of chocolates. And,
I was like, here's some cough syrup, and I have a sinus infection, but I'll share this medication with you.
I thought the cough syrup was to get her in the mood.
Oh yeah, it's to like
knock her out.
It wasn't so much cough syrup. Yeah, this will totally freeze your throat, so you have no gag reflex. Happy Valentine's Day. Just push the stomach up if you don't like it on your head.
I love you.
I love this. I mean, do you know in Pakistan you couldn't even do this on Valentine's Day? You're lucky. You have freedom. You're American.
You're free to love me however I want you to.
USA.
No matter what I turn into. You got it.
Oh,
so
boy.
you are mad at the people trying to frantically cover their bases for Valentine's Day?
Mad would be an overstatement. It was just something I noticed.
You're observing it.
I was observing it, and I was observing a bunch of people who really didn't care. They don't care. Like, it's the least amount of thought you can put into it.
Mm-hmm. Why, if you do it late, you mean?
You're doing it on the day?
Does it matter when you do it as long as you do it?
Kinda. Because someone who puts thought into it is doing something beyond chocolates and a card, I think. No, I don't even do that. So I'm not judging.
Okay, it sounds like you are, though.
I'm not judging them.
Sure
okay, I am judging them. But I'm judging them from a perspective of like, just come on over to this side, man. Say fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they don't. Well,
Go get some cough syrup.
Well, if they had their way, they would, but they don't have their way.
If they had Brian Johnson mojo and able to pull it off, yeah, they would.
Yeah,
but not everybody can do.
Why aren't you guys more like me without any context?
Not everybody could pull off your lifestyle.
That's true. Very few. Oh, they all want it.
They can't pull off that tough love or that kind of take it or leave it.
It's
baby.
like American. Love it or leave it, baby. Fuck off then. Go back to where you came from. You don't like it. I'm a patriot.
You really do have that kind of mentality of love it or leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to respect that.
It's
because
all about
you've never wavered from that, no matter how
damaging,
good or how bad things get. It's always the same. Like you could be at the top of your game, you still have that mentality. And then when things were at a low point, you still had that mentality.
Yeah.
And now you're back on the upswing, and you still got it, man. Yeah. You never changed.
Yeah, I'm consistent.
Kept it real.
Like a rock. Yeah, that's me, man. Yeah, I kept it real. A lot of people don't keep it real. I saw a bunch of people not keeping it real at CVS.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about them? What did you do for Valentine's Day, Walt? Did we talk about this? Did you, I saw you scrambling around CVS.
I did some scrambling. You always got to do some scrambling. That's why I don't think it's bad to do scrambling. As long as you get it, I don't understand the mentality. It's like if I had bought it 30 days prior on January 14th, if I bought it, what difference would it make it is if I bought it on February 14th?
Well, here's where I'm speculating that this is the only thing they're doing. Like, you probably did more. First off, why the fuck would you go to dinner on Valentine's Day?
Actually, we did it the day before. We went on the 13th.
That's experience. That's good.
That's I have an experience. All these many years later, you learn that. But we're not people that go out to fancy schmancy places.
Dinner after 5:30.
You
didn't go anywhere. You didn't go to La Fromagerie.
We went to our place. It's nice. It's romantic. It's
it's your neighborhood bar and grill.
It's Fridays, but still, it's our Fridays.
Yeah. All right.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
But I know some people will be like, ugh. They would be like,
Why didn't you bring her to a fancy place in the city? Why'd you have to go to Fridays?
That's not us, man.
It's not you, man.
We keep it real too. We don't keep
man.
it Brian Johnson real.
Right. Well, few people could do that. You wouldn't have a wife and kids if you could. You're like you'd be lonely inside. While trying to keep a tough exterior, pretending you don't care. Watching everyone else happy.
Rein it in, Brent. Rein it in. You're letting too much out.
Oh my God. Where'd my mojo go?
No, you're fine. You're fine. Everything's fine. Drink this.
Where's my cough syrup? So you went to Fridays. What'd you get her? Did you get her a special gift?
Yeah, I did. Oh boy, I just don't remember what the special gift was. I don't know if this may hurt my my.
Oh, you mean
my credibility as
if people weren't like, all right, we'll give them the pass on Fridays. This is going to be especially difficult.
Ooh, I got one of those. I saw this thing. I noticed my wife was unusually interested in a commercial for one of those lanterns that you can deep fry or put in a block of ice or run over with a tank.
She's like, I want to do all those things tonight.
Lantern?
It's like a lantern. It's like on one of those commercials. Like, this lantern is you can see from 2 miles away.
Okay.
So I brought her one of these lanterns that I saw when I was at the Rite Aid.
You're like, so there I am in the As Seen on TV section. I'm like, Cupid's arrow is struck. The lantern is here.
And Caitlin, my daughter, is like, when she saw it, she goes, "What did Dad get you?" And she couldn't believe it. She goes, "What else did he get?" He just didn't get this lantern. And I was like, yeah, I did. I just got the lantern. She's like, he didn't just get the lantern. He just got the lantern. I could hear her talking to Alicia, her sister, going, I can't believe he just got her a lantern. What is she going to do with a lantern?
Now, was she happy with the lantern? Like, because she showed interest in it, so.
Well, then I was like,
was she like, what? You totally misread my reaction. Was that the way it happened?
No, she would never come out and be like,
it's a fucking indestructible lantern.
Yeah, but I think though I should have paid a little. I should have went to the girls to find out their reaction to the lantern before I bought it, because they'd bring up some good points. Is like, we have little use for a lantern.
Yeah, she's like, what is she, a fucking outdoorsman?
Yeah.
What is she? Do you expect the lights to go out? Like, what is
It'll really compliment her Paul Revere costume.
It's just one of these, I'm sure you guys have never seen it. It's like there's commercials everywhere. It's like this marine is like, you can't destroy this lantern.
Yeah.
And what you do is it collapses. And then when you pick it up, it's light as a feather too. When you pick it up, it's like the heart of a sun is inside this lantern.
Wow.
Now, have you turned it on? And
yes.
So it is.
Turned it on
it is
many
bright.
times.
It is okay. As you're in the crawl space sleeping,
it really wards off the spiders.
It turns off a little heat too. It throws not a lot, but a little.
I'm not going to turn that heat down.
Well, what'd she get you?
The atomic lantern.
All right.
That's what it's called. Look that baby up. I mean, they're selling millions of them. They're selling by the scad loads. They can't keep them in stores.
Why don't we invent?
It's not the most romantic gift, but then again, I'm not going to go with the most typical present, the stereotypical cough syrup and
knockout drops.
It was a metaphor. That's what I told the girls later on. I was like, that's a metaphor for my heart.
Yeah, you're like, look it up.
She makes my heart glow like brighter than an atomic lantern.
Yeah, 5,000 lux.
There you go.
You see it, Q?
Oh yeah.
Well, I see a review that says atomic lantern ripoff exposed. That's what I'm seeing.
Well, it's $19.99. You could buy one get one free, buddy.
And I brought mine in the as seen on TV section, so I wasn't able to get that sweet buy one get one free deal that you see on TV.
Right.
But you know what? And I also used the $5 off coupon, so I only got it for $14.99.
You know, thriftiness is an underrated.
I didn't tell her that. I'm just telling you guys.
Right.
Not that it mattered. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Like if you got it for free.
It's the thought. It's the thought. Now, you know what? It was a sign to her that I was like, I'm watching you 24/7, baby.
Right.
I noticed when your eyebrow
So don't
raises
try
a little
Girls
bit.
love to hear that.
I noticed your interest in something that I knew I couldn't believe you had an interest in, and I kept it.
I didn't. That was the thing. You're watching me that much, and you still misread it.
I noticed, and you never noticed things like this, but I noticed you watched that entire commercial, didn't take your eyes off it. When the commercial was over, you went about your business.
Maybe you missed her shaking her head almost imperceptibly.
Like what?
And that's okay though. At $14.99, it's okay to roll those dice.
You're right. You're right.
But if it was like, if I was buying her a $14,000 or a $1,499 set of earrings or a ring,
Right.
and I got it wrong, it's a big mistake then.
Yeah.
The atomic lantern, eventually we'll use it.
You know, it's a discounted mistake that I made, not a $2,000 mistake.
Not a $2,000 home run.
Is she a big jewelry wearer?
No. I also got her an iPad too, though. So.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah,
you saved that for the end.
The lantern was the, was the one I was more excited about.
Be the showpiece.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was more meaningful to me than the iPad, though. The little mini iPad.
Yeah.
It was more meaningful because it was like, again, I was like, I noticed you were interested in this.
That is
It's
nice.
like I'm not.
When paired with the iPad, it's pretty nice.
Thank you, Q.
Yeah.
What did you guys do? Anything special?
I have not celebrated Valentine's Day since high school. It's one of those things that it's one of those things that, like, if she wants to celebrate Valentine's Day, then I'm in the wrong relationship type thing.
Okay.
It's one of those red flags for me.
And you're on that kind of mode for all those Hallmark holidays, right? Mother's Day, Father's Day.
Here's the thing.
You do the same stance?
This is the thing.
He's got to buy his mom a lantern on it.
Yeah.
You're skipping Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, you can't pull that. You can't pull that, or
Mother's Day. It's weird because it's weird. My mom does like it, like that flowers. Like I'll send flowers on Mother's Day. Father's Day I can ignore it completely.
You can ignore it. Have you since high school, or
Son, where are my flowers?
I can ignore Father's Day. He doesn't give a shit. My mother, she likes that sort of thing. You know, but
so you'll make the exception for Mother's Day.
I'll tell you what. I'll say this, Walt. If I was in love with a girl who was like, Valentine's Day does mean something, and I couldn't talk her out of it, I would probably
bend to her will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Because what does it mean to me? Nothing. What does it mean to her? Something. So why wouldn't I do it?
Yeah.
But what if she's like, maybe a lantern isn't good enough, and Fridays isn't good enough. She's like, we're going to New York.
Well, you got to read your target.
Well, you're already in New York, so she wants that $2,000 home run.
She's not getting a $2,000 gift on Valentine's Day.
No?
Suck a dick. Well, actually, yeah, suck a dick.
When,
Then you'll get that $2,000. No.
what day can she expect a $2,000 home run?
Well,
is there a day?
This is how I operate, Walt. Any given Tuesday.
Everyone listen closely.
What?
Any given Tuesday, you're going to get that $2,000 gift.
So you'd like to spring it like as a shock to just to liven it up out of nowhere.
Yes.
You'll hit a home run.
Or make her.
But don't expect me to get up to the plate on Valentine's Day with every other Joe Blow.
I'm not
Trying
coming
to get
at
home
you when
runs.
you think I'm coming at you.
There you go.
Well, you know what I do is, like, for me, it's like I will maneuver through the world, and if I see something specifically for the girl of my dreams, I will buy it then and there. And if it's close enough to a birthday, I'll try and save it, but I'm never good at that. I'm always like, the second I get home, I'm like, here, you know what I mean? So it's I'm not good at that, but that's all right. I think that's nice.
Somebody to me, I would immediately be like, what'd you do? What did you do?
Yeah.
How have you made a fool of me? And now you're trying to make
Am I wearing the horns?
When's the last
I'm a
time?
cock, aren't I? You cocked me.
When's the last time you went out and tried to swing for the bleachers on Valentine's Day?
Oh my God.
You got up to the plate. You were up there. You're like Casey at the bat.
Bases loaded, 2 outs.
You spit that tobacco juice out there, and you're just mano a mano against the pitcher, and you were up there to hit a home run.
Oh, and I succeeded?
Well, you tried. I mean, let's not even try about. Let's not talk about succeeding.
I'll tell you when I tried and succeeded. The year was 1992. That was a girl I was first going out with, and we went to La Fromagerie.
Yeah,
and
that's the fancy place around here.
Oh, I got to tell you,
on Valentine's Day,
I would have rather went to Fridays.
But on Valentine's Day, you could expect it to be. You can't get a seat, right?
No, it's going to be packed.
But you had a seat there.
I had a seat there.
How long ago? How long in advance did you book it?
Probably like a month or so.
A month.
These days, I would just go to Char. Char's my favorite restaurant.
Char's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
they always look at us like we're dog shit when we walk through the door, though, Char.
Not anymore. I've been there enough times that the guy's like, Oh, okay. You're not dog shit.
Oh, they haven't broken that barrier with me. Every time I walk in, I feel like I've entered the wrong place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah, we've won them over,
All right.
I think. You just hang with me, man.
I'll roll with you.
And I had bought flowers and brought them earlier that day, so they were on the table.
And they were
when we
fresh
got there.
flowers.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Not a drop of cough syrup in sight.
You were dressed nice.
I wore a suit.
You wore a suit.
Yeah, I probably have pictures of it. I'd have to dig, but I may
Please
have,
find those
I
pictures.
may have pictures of it. Yeah.
And you got up that morning going like, I'm going to hit a home run. Well, not to sound cocky.
Well,
but
she was
you
a slut, so I knew.
I don't want you to sound, but like the amount of detail, the fine details, you were all about it.
Yeah, and I got to say, in full disclosure, this suit was not because of. I mean, I had this suit earlier only because I had seen Goodfellas, and I was like, I want to dress like a gangster because they look so cool in those suits.
Yeah.
So I got a suit. So that's why I had it. Turned out I didn't look like a gangster. I looked like a fucking idiot with long hair and a suit. Yeah, that was probably the last time.
That was the last time, huh?
Yeah.
That wasn't Suzanne.
No. Was she born by then?
I don't remember.
No, that
So
wasn't
Suzanne's
her.
never seen you swing for the fences on
No.
Valentine's Day?
Oh, not on Valentine's Day, but you've treated
Nor
her.
did Jill.
You've taken care of Suzanne.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Yeah. Seen those fences plenty.
The green monster.
All right, when we last checked in with NatureBox, Sage and I did a video. NatureBox sent us a fish wrapped in newspaper in a box, kind of a threat, not really a threat. I haven't seen Sage in 5 days, but you know what? That's behind us. NatureBox, I'm here for you. If you did what you had to do, right? To get the commercials that you want. So what we're talking about here is naturebox.com/TESD for 50% off your first order. That's pretty sweet. No, that's really sweet. I'm sorry, NatureBox. I didn't mean to undersell you. Now, what you don't understand is like, I took that fish as sort of like a metaphor, right? Like, you ever see a fish swimming backwards? Cause I haven't. You don't see it swim sideways. It doesn't move laterally. No, fish moves forward. Doesn't look back. There's only the future and not even the present for the fish. Fish doesn't live in the present. Fish doesn't live in the past. Sage, while she was here, she was great, all right? But now she's gone. And I'm going to keep going. And the way I'm going to keep going is by eating these NatureBox snacks. And you can too. You can get past anything with NatureBox. 50% off your first order at naturebox.com/TESD. They've got 100 to choose from, and they're gonna keep you nice and energized. No snacks, no sugar crashes, none of that shit. Come on, what more do I need to say? NatureBox can help you get over anything. Doesn't matter how awful, traumatic, destructive it is. naturebox.com/TESD, 50% off your first order. And come on, what more do you need to know? I have a bit of fat news.
Boom, baba, boom, baba, boom, baba,
Fat news. Ooh, chicken.
I normally don't get worked up about things.
Somebody came in today and told me that their favorite part of Tom Steve Davis fat news.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to do it more often.
Yeah.
Or maybe because I do it only once in a while, it's a special treat. It's like Q coming out of nowhere with a $2,000 home run. Everybody is marching, Q. Marching around for stuff. I just saw there was a day without immigrants. Were you aware of this?
I heard about it because, first of all, I like people marching. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
If they're in parades.
No, I dig it. I dig all the protesting. I think it's a good thing. I do agree that if you
How much
that if
shit
you
has he
did-
taken?
Yeah.
No, that's not me. That's not me fucking around. Like, I actually think it's a good thing, man. That's part of our country. Like,
Right.
I think it's a good thing that people are doing it. I do think the people that got fired for walking out on their
too.
jobs yesterday
Yeah.
should have been fired.
Why? What happened yesterday?
Was it yesterday? I
called,
don't know.
I don't know if it was yesterday, but it was called, Day Without Immigrants. And which is kind of misleading because if it's a day without immigrants, then it's pretty much everyone. I think it's a day without illegal or undocumented or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
So there were certain companies, like everyone who was, I guess, an undocumented worker was like, well, fuck it. We'll show you what it's like when we're not a part of the workforce, which is substantial, And there was a guy who had a restaurant. I read about another guy who had like some sort of bricklaying company.
Yeah.
And these people didn't show up. And he's like, fuck you. They're both like, fuck you. Then you're fired. And the one guy, the bricklayer guy, was like, look, I've had these guys
his
on the table
story
for like
was something.
20 years. He's like, I treat them like family.
He's like, when there was no work, I made sure that I paid them anyway. He's like, I took care of them. For them not to call me and tell me that they're not coming to work is a fuck you to me. And it's just like, he fired him.
Yeah.
Is he taking a backlash now?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't see any backlash.
I didn't see any backlash.
How did this?
I mean,
Depends on the news site you're on.
There's got to be backlash.
But how did this story make the papers?
Because I guess it was a big thing that people weren't going to work. I didn't hear about it till after the fact.
Yeah.
But I agree with that. I think if you have sick days and you're like, I'm calling in sick today, but if you just don't show up to work and you don't you deserve to get fired. You do. Get up. You have a job. You have fucking responsibilities.
Yeah.
But some things have to trump that, though, right?
Well, look, I have nothing wrong. If they're going to protest, and like I said, I'm fine with it, but it's just you can't protest without consequences. There are consequences. You didn't show up to work. You didn't tell your boss you weren't coming in. You left them hanging. You lose your job.
Yeah, like when 11 line cooks at a restaurant don't show up, you're like, what the fuck? And it's like, oh, it's day without immigrants. It's like, well, from now on, it's going to be.
Right. Well, now the fucking waiters who depend on tips aren't getting paid.
Well, that's what this guy said.
It's so you're making your point.
They're making their point, though. They got to make it. They got to.
Sure, but you can't make a point without consequences. Their point was made. I got it. But here's another point. There's fucking consequences when you do shit.
For some people. For other people can get away with almost anything, it feels like, and there are no consequences.
Is that right?
Sure. I think that there are certain people with enough, juice that they can not show up and there won't be no consequences for them. It's those people who really have the consequences you got to feel for. I
don't have to feel for any of them.
Well, they're powerless though.
They're not powerless. They have a job. They're earning money.
Well, they're powerless in that there's some people if you let's say you didn't want to show up to work.
Yeah.
And you didn't show up, that your ramifications would not be you lost your job.
I would never not call and be like, I can't make it today. I would never leave in a time.
I want to know the protest that's going on that he doesn't show up to work.
And I'll tell you what, I have a contract. I get paid no matter what. If I don't show up for work, my crew, who are a lot of them are day players, don't get paid that day.
So what do you think would happen to you though, really?
If I just didn't call?
Nothing would really
happen. I wouldn't get in trouble. I get some concerned calls, but I wouldn't get in trouble. Yeah. But I wouldn't do it.
It would be so out of character.
It would be very bizarre for me not to do that.
Do you ever wish that you had had those feelings to that you could be moved to do something like that? What could move you to get you out there to march? I don't know if there's. I mean, I know that sounds horrible. But there's just nothing that.
What do you mean horrible?
It sounds horrible.
You're saying there's nothing you would march for?
Yeah, there's I need that cause that would get me out there, and I feel like if it would need to be something personal, I don't know, let's say I had a family member who was sick, and this certain treatment that is not available, they're not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You march to get awareness, to look for causes or to make a certain treatment available to the public. I would need something dire to move me, rather than
someone has to be dying before you get out of your chair.
No, it's not even. No, I respect people who could just be they're it doesn't really affect them all that much, and they still are passionate enough to get out there.
I don't know if that's necessarily true because I think in general people will march and protest for things that affect them on a personal level, unless they're fucking angry dickheads who just want to burn shit down, which it seems a lot of protests are actually riots. I mean, let's not kid ourselves.
Are they?
Yeah, when the Berkeley. No, I said some. Or maybe I said a lot.
A few.
The Berkeley thing.
They call it the Berkeley riots.
Yeah,
yeah.
But they're like, oh, we're protesting, but we're running around with a mask on, burning shit down and all that stuff.
But I mean, how deep do you want to go?
No, then they burned down a bench.
Cars? No, they're cars and they're smashing windows, and they did $2 million worth of damage.
But those are the ones that get the ink, though. So you understand why they got to go take it a little bit further. Because if you just do one where you just sit like a flower sit in, you're not going to get the ink, though.
I know, it didn't work in the 60s. I remember that.
No, you know it ain't going to work today.
I remember the Vietnam
Oh, look
War.
at him laugh and scoff at that as if he's making some fucking big point. He just rose 2 inches on the chair. Fucking so proud of himself.
Levitating.
But you know, if you just had a peaceful,
I know you have to be an asshole today if you want to get the ink. You're right. Look at Stephen Hawking making shit up. No, you're definitely right. Like unless
and if you burn a bench. Like you just throw a bench in a bonfire. I mean, is that really are you really going to be outraged?
am I outraged?
Well,
I'm not even outraged about Berkeley. I don't give a fuck about any of it.
Like you say, are you going to define it as a riot if they burn something like public property?
No, but when they're throwing things at cops and breaking windows and setting fires, and it's like a large scale event like that, that's a riot. Burning a bench, setting a garbage can on fire, no. It's misguided, but what are you going to do? I mean, look at fucking, what's his name?
We've seen riot. I mean,
Martin Luther King Jr. I mean, this is a guy that's all about peaceful. These fucking idiots. I just read an article that there's I can't remember what's UC Davis maybe. They're protesting Gandhi. Not Gandhi, I'm sorry, Dalai Lama.
But some people are saying that they have no other way to get heard than
Set a
to
bench on fire.
than to start wrecking shop, man.
Who is listening to that? Like, do you take people serious? Look, like, say somebody like PETA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for ethical treatment of animals, but when I see people shrink wrapping themselves like their meat and blood all over the place and all that shit, it makes me I don't take them as seriously.
Yeah, but you wouldn't hear, a lot of people would never hear about PETA unless they were doing that stuff.
yeah, and who are they hurting though? Like, what do you care if they shrink wrap themselves with fake
No,
blood?
I didn't say I care. I'm
You're
saying
but you say you don't take them.
I don't take the people
Why,
who
though?
go to such extremes seriously. It seems like they're kind of whacked out. Dalai Lama protested at UC San Diego, called oppressive and offensive.
Well, okay, but real quick before you read that.
Okay, go ahead.
What's an approved Brian Johnson show of
PETA protest?
Yeah,
Just get naked. When they get naked, I love it.
But what's a protest that you would deem approved by you? What happens?
They're all approved. Any
Well,
people want to protest is okay by me.
But I mean, you feel you're there, like you feel like that's an appropriate. To me, I like the way that they did that because you're not digging the shrink wrapping.
I don't dig the shrink
You
wrapping.
don't dig them burning any benches.
I don't dig riots. I don't dig people blocking traffic. I'm glad that states are now starting to pass that, like, you can just drive right through.
This is good. We're getting somewhere. What can these people who are feeling, that they need to do something? What is something that, like, what is the go-to method for you then that's going to get the most results for you that you would be like?
That I would be like, all right,
You would
now
like
I'm
that?
sitting up and taking notice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not the cause. I'm just talking about what they do while they're trying to get
Okay,
people to hear them.
so what's their
I'm not talking about the cause that'll get you
Right.
approval.
Like,
I'm
what's-
talking about like the actions that they take. Hey, we're going to
The
have
delivery method.
Yes, that's it.
Like they're going to cancel IJ.
Oh, no way.
Right. How do we get
I'll
that?
get my marching
How
boots
do
out.
we get the word out in a way that pleases Brian Johnson?
I shrink wrap myself and I fucking burn down the True building.
Strap a bomb to your chest.
Yeah. That's probably what I would do. I'd go with a fake bomb collar.
But you really,
I'm not saying I have a better idea. No.
Yeah, because they want to get there.
Shrink wrapping yourself is fine because it doesn't hurt anybody. I'm not into shit that, like, somebody's standing there and all of a sudden, it's like somebody's getting hurt. Or if you just disagree with them, like I saw a video, some girl's talking to a person. She happens to be a Trump supporter, and somebody just comes up and pepper sprays her out of nowhere.
Yeah, but that sucks. That I agree with. But what about that fucking white supremacy dude that they just jacked him in the face? Like, isn't that pretty funny?
It is funny. Right?
Like, and if anybody deserves it, it's a
It is
fucking
funny, but
evil
then
Nazi.
It becomes normalized, right? So suddenly anybody you disagree with, and I've read, plenty of stuff where some people are espousing that method where it's like, if they support Trump, punch him. Just punch him. And it's like, I don't support anybody, so I don't got to worry about any fists coming my way. But, that's the country. You're allowed to support Trump if you want. You don't have to. Like, just in Atlanta, there was some sort of rally, and there were a bunch of guys standing around because it's an open carry state, I guess, and they're standing around with assault rifles. And
Liberals?
The Trump guys, like a couple Trump guys who are for Trump, and nobody's punching them.
Well, yeah.
So if you're going to punch people, don't punch people who are unaware. Again, a sucker punch. Yeah, sucker punching Nazis is acceptable, but it happens.
Yeah, but
it happens a lot, man.
Unless you got your Nazi armband on, and your sign, you have to be sure that it's a Nazi if you're punching them, though, right?
Yeah, I would advise not to punch anybody, but
this guy was a well-known like alt-right guy.
Yeah, he was like apparently a famous piece of shit.
Yeah, so that guy getting punched, who gives a fuck? Not me. But the person who's like wearing a Trump hat and somebody pulls it off their head and beats the shit out of them, I'm like, I don't know. That doesn't seem right.
No, that's not right.
Just like if somebody's wearing a Hillary hat. Like, if you're into Republican shit, you shouldn't. Like,
you don't really hear that, though. You don't really hear, I haven't heard.
And that's strange, isn't it? Like, wouldn't you think that Republicans being the ones that have the rep for, Second Amendment shit and fight for this and fight for that, like you would think they would be the rough and tumble ones. Because why? Because a lot of Democrats are young.
Yes.
And idealistic and angry. Like Chris Lodondo. He's against cigars now for some reason I saw.
Really? What do you mean?
He's like, don't take pictures of yourself smoking cigars. It doesn't look cool. I'm like, is this guy like, what the fuck?
Are you allowed to have fun in Chris Lodondo's world?
No. Nope. You thought I was a judgmental prick. Oh my God. I'm like, I'm like fucking burning down buildings compared to this guy.
Are you sure he's not taking it cause of because he doesn't want anybody to get cancer?
Well, what I did notice though, now, you know what? No, he doesn't give a shit about cancer. He just doesn't like that you think you look cool. I'm going to, I'll let you guys be the judge of this. Okay. This was a Chris Lodondo tweet. I can't believe maybe I haven't looked at it in a couple of days, but what he did was, okay. He talks a lot about dick. All right.
All right.
Looks like
Penis?
a dick. Might as well be dicks on their lips. Dick pic, cock on the lips. Dick in retro Bush insertion. Dick break in the jungle. Fat cock. Carry on and suck that dick. Broke back dick pic. Smoking was never cool. All you were doing is giving me your dick fantasies. Nope. That's an Italian sausage he's sucking on, also known as dick. Now,
he's anti-smoking.
No, it seems like he's anti-cocksucking. Like, doesn't it? All he's talking about, like now, the ultimate liberal lefty, shouldn't he be like, hey man, smoke on if it's a dick? Why are you comparing it just because it's phallic? And you're like, oh, well, you like looking like you got a dick? Dick on your lip?
I mean, I don't want to live in a world where you can't say having a dick on your lips isn't hysterical.
Having a dick on your lips is great to say. That's not my point.
It's funny. I mean,
But
they outlawed.
Should we expect better from Ghost Pussy?
Nah.
No.
He sounds homophobic to me.
Nah, he's not homophobic.
Not at all.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
It's not homophobic to think it's funny to have a dick on your lips.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It sounds like he's dick shaming to me. I'll have to get to the bottom of it.
Do you remember when Marvel? I don't know if they still do it. I don't know.
They still do.
No, so none of their heroes smoke.
Wolverine's not allowed to smoke. Nick Fury's not allowed to smoke.
Ben Grimm's still not allowed to smoke.
Not allowed to smoke.
No. So I mean, maybe he's just taking that route because it's unhealthy.
Right.
And
he's like, I saw that Marvel did it, so I guess I'll get in on this.
Yeah, but it's funny that they're like, it is funny that they are like, well, you can't smoke because it's unhealthy. But if you're overweight, you're supposed to accept that. You can't say like they want full body representation. You can't be like, well, maybe we shouldn't put overweight people in comics because that's unhealthy too. You know what I'm saying?
Kingpin thins down.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't get.
Well, they say, you know how they say like what's that comic right now?
Are there a lot of
with the big lady superhero?
There's a big lady superhero.
Oh yeah, what's her name? I can't remember.
Faith.
Is that her?
Yeah, from Valiant.
Yes.
You're aware? You read that?
Oh, dude, I'm up to comics. I don't read it, but I'm aware of it, and I know that everybody like celebrates it because it's a thing. But it's like, isn't being morbidly obese as unhealthy as? What do you mean?
Have you seen Faith? She's not morbidly obese.
She is morbidly obese. Of course, she is.
What? I don't think we're talking about the same character. Then she's a
Maybe.
blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's just
You don't think she's morbidly obese?
no. But
More importantly,
if
did she have a dick
was,
on her lip?
but if she was though,
Yeah.
and she had superpowers,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter, right?
Right. I don't give a shit whether they do it, but
But,
it's like to sit there and like applaud that.
That you would consider that morbid?
That is morbidly
That would
obese.
be
What do we say? Oh God, yeah.
really
Yeah. The line for morbidly obese is not that high. I might be morbidly obese. I'm not even fucking kidding.
I'm 100%.
But also okay, but
So like, but all right, what I'm saying is just like, and again, it's just like, it's great. I get it. Like, but like to sit there and be like, well, smoking is bad because it's this, but then to celebrate being morbidly obese, which is far more dangerous. Like to me, that's like a weird double standard to me.
yeah, but I think you have to weigh the celebration of that. I'm using your words to celebrate the obesity character by the fact that you are finally casting a character who has a body type that may be more in line with people who are buying comic books.
I get it, but is this not promoting and supporting? I don't look. I'm
No,
taking
you're
a
not.
stand
No,
here.
We're just.
I'm taking a
kicking this
position.
important
Here.
to-
Devil's advocate
Yes.
is what I'm doing. Right, like you're celebrating a unhealthy lifestyle that's no more and no less unhealthy than smoking that cigar.
What's an even more unhealthy lifestyle though? Going and putting a costume on and fighting crime.
Now you're talking. Now let's get into it. That doesn't sound healthy to me.
Right. So
Yeah.
so it's even more. It's you're celebrating us
All that violence. How many people has Wolverine killed?
Right.
But
you're
they're going to make him stop smoking cigars, but he can still kill people.
psychologically damaged lifestyle.
It's fucked up. I agree.
Right. But we don't ever sit there and stop to think about that.
No, but I didn't say anything about the cigarettes either. I like them. I like them smoking. I'm just saying, like, it's funny where the line is drawn. And that is, in my humble opinion, the problem with the world today is like these weird lines are drawn. You have to adhere to these lines, even if they don't completely make sense once you look into it 100%. But
the lines have been drawn since society began, though. You got to have lines. If there are no lines,
sure.
then this shit goes.
I'm not
falls
disagreeing
into
with you.
chaos,
Though.
though.
I'm not disagreeing with you. at
Got to
all.
have lines. Right?
Gotta have lines.
I think I figured it out. You're like, what's an appropriate response? I think all fatties should march from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Yeah. Well, put me on the front of that fucking line because I could use another fucking 20 pounds off.
I'll start at the front. I'll end up in the back in less than 3 minutes.
I think. Now, I also get annoyed though with the intelligence, or not the intelligence, but the preachiness, the holier than thou thing of companies being like, do they really think that readership is so sheep based that they're like, oh, Wolverine smokes? I like Wolverine. I'll smoke too. I mean, has there been anybody buying a comic book that's ever been prompted to smoke because they saw a character smoking in a comic book? To me, that just seems ludicrous.
It seems a little out there.
That you would take that stance that like anybody, if there's one person that we can stop from smoking, we'll make these characters not smoke then.
I don't know, but then they're saying,
See,
well, kids read
now you're
comics.
back to not scary farm. Remember, you're like, you got to take it. You can't do the ride because people with mental health issues are offended. Well, now people, now they're taking away people's cigars.
They already did take
They're
it
letting
away.
fat chicks jump around in spandex. It's crazy. What's this world coming to?
Yeah. And I'm all for it. Look, and I get the realistic version of it, which is just like, there's always going to be fat people. So why shouldn't they have superheroes that represent how they look? I get it.
Because realistically,
No, what I'm saying is if I don't have a problem with the cigars, and I definitely don't have a problem with what's the name? Faith being fat. It doesn't mean nothing to me. Like, I'm fine with it.
Casper mattresses, come on. We've already said there's nothing better to fuck on than a Casper mattress or jerk off on or well, not on it, like you're laying out, like don't do it on the actual mattress because then you got to clean it up. I'm saying don't stand over it and jerk off on it. Put like a tarp on yourself, maybe. If you're a girl, put a tarp under yourself. You know what? Just wrap yourself in a tarp and jerk off on a Casper mattress. You're going to get $50 towards any mattress purchase by visiting Casper.com/TESD. They are an engineered mattress at a shockingly fair price. You're going to go into shock. They've got supportive memory foam, best invention of 2015, although Walt would argue that point. What else am I looking for? It's fucking comfortable, man. It comes in a box. You just order it. It's so easy and it's comfortable. Adaptive pillow, soft breathable sheets. They've got it all. Casper has everything that you need to lay down and go to sleep, or jerk off, masturbate, whatever your thing is. Try for 100 nights risk-free in your own home. If you don't love it, they'll pick it up and refund you everything. And then probably ship it off to some, less fortunate country so people can jerk off there since everyone loves jerking off. Casper.com/TESD. Boom.
Your idea, oh man, I don't know if I could say this. You remember your idea for recasting Clerks?
Oh, yeah.
It was I wish Kevin had done that. He did recently say that he's not making Clerks 3 because one of the leads wouldn't do it. And I don't think he said who it is, but your idea was to replace that lead with Precious.
Yeah.
And I thought that if Kevin had done that,
not mention it.
That would have been, to me, that would have been a fucking must-see. I mean, a must-see anyway because it's Clerks 3, but like everybody would have been talking about it. To just, without mentioning it, replace
that was most important.
A fucking 30-year franchise, the lead with a fucking gender-swapped, morbidly obese black woman. It would have been fucking genius. I wish Kevin had done that, man.
But it sounds to me like Ghostbusters, though.
No, why?
Because they didn't do that with Ghostbusters, though?
No, he's not saying replace the whole cast with...
Well, my problem with Ghostbusters wasn't that they were female.
But one of the girls was kind of big.
Well, the problem with Ghostbusters was not that they were females. Yeah, Leslie Jones.
Melissa McCarthy? No, I think it was Melissa McCarthy. A
lot of them didn't have. Well, none of the Ghostbusters had the where you could look at and be like, "Well, they're so hot. That's why we're going to go see Ghostbusters."
To be fair, neither did the original.
No, but at least you can give them props for that. They weren't like, "Okay, we're going to make Ghostbusters. We're not going to make sexy Ghostbusters. We're going to go with average Ghostbusters." But
that wasn't the problem. The problem was it wasn't in tone with the first movie, and it wasn't a continuation of the first two movies. That was the problem.
I did. I finally saw it.
It was not in tone with the first Ghostbusters.
How? How is it not in tone?
What are you talking about?
Everywhere.
Dude, at one point, Melissa McCarthy's riding around on a fucking proton pack going, whoa, while her friends are sitting there cracking jokes. What are you talking about? There was nothing even remotely to that.
There was none of that in any of the first two? There was none of that kind of thing where they're like when they shot the guns, they didn't fly backwards?
No, there wasn't.
There wasn't? I could have swore there was where they had the first time they shot it, then the force of
in the ballroom, and they went out of control.
Yeah,
you don't see the difference between not being able to control the beam for a few minutes till they get used to it, and riding it around like a rodeo in a back alley while your friends crack jokes.
In 1984, they couldn't do what they did. That's why they didn't.
But there's none of those tone of jokes in the original Ghostbusters at all. At all. You know how that the first one would have done that is if they lost control of the beam and instead of shutting it off right away, they were like, whoa, and they're like fucking knocking each other's clothes off with it and shit like that. Is that what happened?
What?
No, but that would have been the tone. That was it. She's literally riding it around like a horse in a back alley. It's a nuclear device that they all just got warned about, and her friends, instead of being concerned at all, are like, whoa, waka waka.
It's a comedy though.
Yeah, but it's not the same tone as the originals at all.
So there wasn't enough ghosts. Was there not enough? What was it then? See, to me, it felt like the same, like the heart was there, and I just felt they had too many obstacles to overcome to capture to get that.
It did hit it at times. Like, remember the first time they turned on the proton pack and it fizzled and kind of went down?
Yeah,
like that to me was a joke that would have fit in the first.
Did you see it in the movies, or you see it on?
No. I saw it on like a plane.
On a plane. How'd you think of Thor? Wasn't he awesome?
Well, Not really.
You didn't like Thor. He was so good.
He's
in
going
that.
to answer a phone and he's going to trying to reach through a fish tank to hit the fucking phone. He's bumping his hand into a fish tank trying to reach a phone underwater as opposed to the phone that's right on the desk right in front of him.
What they were doing, right?
Yeah, making a shitty comedy. I understand exactly what they were doing.
But they're making a statement about dumb blondes, but they're just flipping that switch, man. They're flipping it on, showing you like, hey, they're flipping the mirror around.
Yeah, but they didn't do it well.
I thought he was really good at it. I thought he was so
the dance sequence. You like that?
I thought sequence? That I heard that he was the only good part of the entire movie. He was the only funny guy.
No, I liked Leslie Jones in it. Again, like the way she joined the team was like they turn around and she's in the office and she's like, "I'm part of the team now." She quit a city job with fucking benefits and pension to join a team that just was like, "All right, she's just part of the team." It was no.
What did you think of the old Ghostbusters coming in? Did you like that? Their cameos? Horrible.
The only one, Ernie Hudson was good. I liked Ernie Hudson's. He was good.
It would have been better if they rode proton packs around.
Oh, dude, it was a tough watch.
Is it?
And I wanted to like it.
I don't. Do you? Did really? You think?
Yeah, if they had made a good Ghostbusters
you're going to sit there
movie?
and honestly say you wanted to like it?
Yeah, of course. Why would I? Why would I not?
Yeah. All right.
I got the idea you were a hater too. You're ruining my childhood.
No, I said that when they killed Han Solo. That's just because I was in grief.
Have they killed? Or how much of a setback is it before they touch the franchise again now?
Oof. They can't make a sequel to that.
No, they never will. Obviously,
they can't.
too much politics. And it all was politics in my eyes. But
the Sony fucked that up, and then the movie just wasn't good. It just wasn't good.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? You're. I'm definitely in a minority here.
Right.
You're obviously a lot of people feel the way you do, but now how long does it take before they can touch the franchise again? How much do they have to let that taste dissolve in everyone's mouth before they can go back and be like, all right, Ghostbusters, here we're going to roll it out again now?
Well, they either have to do it right away and fucking do it right and do it well.
You mean with 4 funny guys?
Sure. Get some dudes in there, strap on the proton packs, and it has to be I heard they're doing the animated movie. And that's what
is that a theatrical release, or is that something like on one of those things that's like right to Walmart and shit?
Probably right to Walmart. Who knows?
There's no why even bother.
Why even bother? I agree.
But you're also taking, like you say, Leslie Jones is funny. I'm not familiar with any of her stuff, but you think she's funny?
Yeah. Every time I've seen her on Saturday Night Live, I liked her.
Kristen Wiig, funny. Melissa McCarthy,
Kristen
funny.
Wiig, funny.
Who was the fourth one?
Kate McKinnon.
What has she been in?
She's on Saturday Night Live.
Okay, so why couldn't it's just the shitty script? Because if you have 4 funny women, then they should be able to make it work.
It was not a good script.
Yeah.
It was
Who wrote
just not. I don't know. It just was not. It was not like they should not have abandoned. They shouldn't have made it its own continuity. That would have been fucking great. And the tone was so off, dude. It was not at all like the original movie. It was like the ghosts. How the fuck do the ghosts look worse today than they did 25 years ago? Like they looked better back then. How's that possible? Like it doesn't make any sense. The villain was horrible. Like why is there even a villain? Like a nerd who got picked on too much and he wants to fucking kill people? Like, what are we talking about? Like, why is that in the movie? And what is with the dance sequence? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, he really thought it was a good idea to put a fucking dance sequence in Ghostbusters? It's the mark of a fucking movie that's going to annoy people.
I thought that was a nod to the video. The Ray Parker Jr. video. I thought that was, again, just them being like, you know what? People loved it when we danced in the video. Why won't they love it now?
So put it in another video.
Because it's a movie.
It's a movie. It's a movie. Yeah. And Thor was good when it didn't go too far. He was funny. I like the jokes that they made about him, but like that shit with like trying to answer a phone in a fish tank. I'm just like, what is happening? Like, what am I watching?
All right. I mean, we talked about Ghostbusters. Get back to the Dalai Lama. Now, Dalai Lama, widely regarded as a fairly chill dude.
Yeah.
He's always, he wrote a book, had The Art of Happiness or whatever. He's very calm and serene.
Like he comes from a country that's been completely taken over and subjugated.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Oh.
You don't know if a student at the University of California, San Diego is listening. They claim the Tibetan leader is oppressive. Chinese students are leading objections to the event, which will see the Dalai Lama give a commencement speech. They've claimed that his presence is offensive because of his campaign to make Tibet more independent, contrary to the communist government's position that Tibet is a region of China under their control. Arguments over Tibetan independence have raged for decades, but this dispute is remarkable because activists are conducting it through the language of social justice. So okay, this is one student on Facebook says, so you guys protest against Trump because he disrespects Muslims, blacks, Hispanics, LGBT, etc., but invites this oppressor, misspelled, to make a public speech? The hypocrisy is appalling. So if I understand this correctly, it's Chinese people who came from China to go to college here, and they're mad that the Dalai Lama is like, look, we don't want to be part of China. We want to make Tibet an independent nation. That's what they're mad about. And they're appalled by it. So that's it, right?
Well,
they've protested every last person they can protest.
They don't agree. Look, they don't agree. He doesn't agree with their point of view. Thus, it's time to protest.
Okay. They consider the Dalai Lama a threat to stability in China, akin to a terrorist who wants to split the country. Is Tibet that big? I didn't think it was. China's pretty big. I thought Tibet was a very small part.
Is there?
And isn't Pakistan? They want it too.
I have no clue, dude.
Is the Dalai Lama has been? That's a mantle, right? Like, there's been many Dalai Lamas, right?
I'm not really familiar. How many Dalai Lamas are there? Let's see.
Maybe
guy's
they're
pretty
right.
cool, man.
Maybe those students are right. What do I know? Look, they're entitled to their point of view. Why shouldn't they protest? What's your problem with protest, bro?
Fucking protest everything, man.
Yeah, but what else are they going to do? Let them protest.
Fucking, you know what? You're lucky. If assuming they're from China and they got here, and you're in a country that
allows protest.
I mean, for fuck's sake, it's like people just. Are you telling me you don't think people look for shit to get pissed at?
I know they do.
Right.
Yeah, but why are you going to get pissed about it?
But the man who won't protest anything is mad about anybody who'll protest anything.
That's not true. I'll tell you what I protested. I probably am the only one at this table who's ever been in a march. You ever been in a march?
Does the St. Patrick's Day parade count?
No.
Oh, then no.
Okay. Back right after 9/11, when we're about to enter the war with Iraq, I was at my brother's place in San Francisco. And, yeah, we had some flowers on our hair. We got really stoned at this park, and this march happened by. They were marching against the Iraq war. And I was like...
Right after 9/11?
No, it was like whenever we got into... It was after 9/11.
Right.
It was when we started mixing up with Iraq. And it might have been like 2004 or something. And we saw these people marching by, and I was like, fuck it, let's join.
I guess technically.
I didn't have any signs or anything, right. But I was just so stoned. I was like, I've never been in a march before. I'll do it. What the fuck? So we marched around a little bit, and then I was like, all right, that's enough marching.
Yeah.
But I did it.
You did it. You protested the war in Iraq.
Yeah.
This aggression will not stand.
Yeah. I was sick of it. Tired of it. Yeah. Not tired of the Dalai Lama, though. Let me see. Well, first, hold on. Here's a list. 14.
I thought you were going to segue right into a commercial right there.
14 Dalai. I don't even know what the commercials are this week. So.
All right.
But the fat news.
Oh, yeah.
This is something that maybe I can get behind. I'm very, very upset about this. Have you ever heard of the show This Is Us?
No.
Okay. Evidently, it's pretty popular, right?
Cool.
I'm going to start a movement. All right. The acronym works out. It's Fatties Against Tricksters. So we're going to call our group FAT.
Fatties Against Tricksters.
Right. And here's where the trickiness comes in. I guess people are very upset because it's a show about super fat people.
Okay.
Like that lady.
Yeah.
And the guy who plays the husband isn't as fat as he pretends to be. He wears a fat suit.
No.
Yes. Now, this is a job that could be going to another actor, like, say, me.
Well, you're not her husband. Is it a reality show?
No, it's not a reality show.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit.
She said that she's defending it, the fat wife.
That's
she said
fat washing?
Yeah. I think they're trying to erase us fatties from history. We test a lot of gentlemen who are bigger. I get it. People think the authenticity is kind of ruined by that, but Chris has been heavier. So I think he understands the plight of being overweight. Like now she has to explain it, why he's not that fat, but he required a little extra padding. I guess this is them. He's not fat enough.
That's him without padding?
I think that's him with a little belly padding. But you can tell by like his neck and face and his arms that the dude is not like, he's not a pin, for Christ's sakes.
So I don't understand your position. What side are you on here?
I'm, what was I?
Because I could see you going either way with this. I don't know where we're landing.
Yeah, I'm mad that this fat guy is wearing padding. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe just like everything else, people wear prosthetics and, superheroes can't really fly. And not everything's a fucking documentary, so you don't have to get mad. But here it is. The fat community. They're upset. He's not. He's a phony. Just remember when that fat model got thin?
Yeah.
And everyone got mad at her, and then she put on some more weight again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a vicious circle, man.
That would mean that
how do we deal with
Santa
this?
Clauses in the malls across America would not be able to wear a little bit extra padding.
Hey, if I have my way, that's ending. Skinny Santa's all around this year. Unless you're fat. Give the job to real fat people.
This is
You know what? Day without fat people. Now what is everybody going to do?
Where are you going to not show up to?
The restaurant industry just shuttered.
Yeah. The line cooks are like, all right, we're here. And we're like, guess what? We don't need you. All the fucking fatties stayed home.
Oh, man.
But there's something coming up, a day without women now.
No.
Yep.
Doing what?
I don't know. I guess they're fighting for their rights. The rights that they don't get. I'm not sure what they are, but
You're really plugged in, huh?
today I am.
Yeah, this shit I don't even care about anymore.
Day without a woman. Let's see. It's a strike, Q. What, you have women on your Q? I mean, on your show. I was there.
Most of my crew is.
I was going to say, there were a lot of them. They're
More
not
female.
showing up.
They'll
You're
show
going to have to fire them.
No, my crew.
The
will show
strike
up.
is planned for March 8th. In the spirit of women and their allies coming together for love and liberation, we offer a day without a woman.
I'll tell you what, though. If members of my crew came to me, if Shay came to me and said, I want to go to this march, I would move the schedule for her.
I don't even think they're marching. I think they're hanging out.
They can hang out. Shay can hang out if we want. I would move the schedule so that she could have her day. But Shay would not. Shay's a member of my crew. Shay would not just not show up for work. She wouldn't do it.
Do you think she would even be like, I want to go, I want to do this thing?
I don't think she would do that. But if she did, I would be like, all right, so we'll change the day. Shoot another day.
Look at you. You're so woke, man. What would you do?
It's a day off for me.
What would you do?
The fuck?
It's not really self-serving.
Yeah, take the whole week. Let's do a woman's month.
It's not really going to affect the stash too much. You know, Mike and
Mike can get them.
Mike and get him will probably be here. I think. And
What if it goes a step further?
Unless
Day without a woman?
they're so passionate, you know, that they want to support the cause. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's fine. I can handle.
What's the cause?
The day without women.
Day without autism.
No, I didn't ask what it is. What's the cause? Like, do you know what exactly is it that they're? What statement are they making?
Well, they're making a statement. It's like, don't take us for granted. We'll show you how much you do depend on us.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you know how I plan to celebrate it? I'm going to go to the deli to get a sandwich instead. Boom!
Tell him, Steve Dave.
You don't taste the feelings inside. It's floating it out. Everyone knows this show's Tell him, oh, it's alright. It's deceiving, nothing. Tell me what I'll find a way I know. 'Cause I won't stop lying to get to the truth. You're everywhere, everywhere. I'm sliding under you. A full frontal imitation. Most of the time. Yeah, full frontal imitation. Yeah, tell him, oh, it's alright. It's deceiving, nothing. Tell me how to find a way I know. 'Cause I won't stop lying to get to the truth. You're everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. I'm sliding under you. It's beside him, tied so easy. It's inside him, but he feels weight of those away, kneeling in the tallest piece of lie, falls away. One fool, there's no one there to watch him go. One there to watch him go slowly. In time, yeah, he's farther away. Holds it that taking all the line, and he'll slowly, never away. I like he holds the knife. Tell him, oh, it's alright. It's deceiving, nothing. Tell me how to find a way I know. 'Cause I won't stop lying to get to the truth. You're everywhere, everywhere. You're everywhere. I'm sliding under you and I know.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.